we are doing ghost pot recovery, which means we're gonna drag that dredge that I built around and use it to pick up derelict fishing gear and tires and any other kind of junk on the bottom. Since the Southern Girl is in a million pieces, we were actually supposed to use that boat, but then I took it apart, not having any idea how much work it was going to be to put it back together. Luckily, we have this boat here, so we have to outfit this boat to pull the ghost pot dredge, and I have a couple tricks up my sleeve that I've learned from doing this ghost pot program before. We're going to put the winder on here, maybe some cleats, and figure out some kind of system to pull this dredge using mechanical advantage. Which I know is very off color for me. I like to struggle. It's just part of who I am, I guess. But we're gonna try to work a little smarter, not harder. We'll see if it works. Can you pick the winder out of this pile of junk back here? It's like this particular piece of junk. So I don't care what they say, you got to lift with your crew and not with your back. This thing, maybe like spin it around somewhere about here. Shove it up against the thing, this is what it looks like. Okay, something about like right here, you know what I mean? And then we'll put the mounting brackets here, the line down to there. What I'm thinking is, when it's time to bring it in, throw the boat neutral or put it in reverse, and then we can just unhook the line off of whatever's here. You throw a couple wraps here, and then, you know, you'll have to pull some, but this thing should bear, the idea is that it bears the weight. It seems like one of those plans that works really well in theory, but then when we try to do it, we're gonna get out there and be like, this doesn't work at all and everything's in the way.
We're gonna have to figure it out.
And then we'll be reinventing this on the second day of the thing. But I think this seems to be decent theory. What do you think about this?
I think it's gonna work really well.
You think it's gonna work? I think this is gonna be a heck of a lot better than trying to pull every one of them in by hand like we did before. All right, let's get after it.
I think it's gonna work out.
The reason I have that winch is because when you're oystering, you drag crankshafts or anchor weights off of one corner of your boat, so that when you're running patent tongs off the side of your boat, you know, you have all this one weight on the starboard side, you run the weights off your port side so that it balances out, like the tongs grabbing on the bottom, so your boat just doesn't do a corkscrew and spin around in a circle. So on the Southern Girl, this is where the brackets are, on this back corner where that puller would go. We need to rob the brackets off of this thing and go put them on the new boat. This is size adjustable hammer here. We gotta find some hardware to bolt these to the boat. Probably just gonna go with lags. I don't know what size. I'm just gonna hold up bolts until I find ones that fit in the hole. I'm thinking if we kind of eyeball about where one of these holes is supposed to go, we can drill it and then put one lag in here to hold it. We'll stick this in there, and then that way we can line up all the other parts. About right there. Safety squints engaged. I was actually born with my safety squints, so they're always on. I came factory with safety squints. Man, I don't know what kind of drill bit this is. It kind of blows. Oh yeah, that's perfect. This was built by fishermen for fishermen. They knew they weren't going to want to mess with, like, holding the nut on the back side. You got to be able to do everything by yourself as a fisherman. So, like, they just made stuff to, you know, drill it, lag it, and she'll be good until you sell it. You know what I mean? See, Matt's the kind of guy that wants to know what size this is. I'm the kind of guy that just grabs the whole bolt and takes it with me and then holds it up to sockets until I find the one that fits. Fits the best. Doesn't have to fit perfect. but it has to fit just enough. I'm gonna send her home. Now we can drop the rest of the puller into here and kind of figure out where we need everything else to be. I know I would usually just go drilling all the holes before I even knew if it was gonna work, but this is growth. This is called growth. It's facing the wrong way, but that's kind of the idea. Get the picture? Look at that, we don't have to measure at all. Did realize that we can't drill it all the way through the bracket, so we just kind of tilted to the side. I'm gonna try to get this hole in here before this thing kicks out and takes my teeth out. I would lose every subscriber and follower I ever had if I lost my nice teeth, okay? That's all I have. Ain't much, but it's all I got. Safety squints. I don't know who invented these drill bits, but I've never used one until today. And I really like it because you don't have to measure anything. You just keep pushing harder until it fits. All right. Beautiful. We have kind of a new plan. Get some pieces of pipe and stick them down in this hole. And then there's actually just discovered there's another one under this plate. And then the line will just ride between these two pieces of pipe here, like these two bits, you know, and along here. To get slack in the line, we'll just throw the boat neutral, throw it around this puller, pull it down, and then we'll have to figure out somewhere to put that cleat to be able to cleat it off. Yeah, that looks like about 8 inches. Here is the pipe section. We should be able to find something that'll work out of that. We also need to get this plate off because there's another hole like that. Matt suggested a 5-in-1 tool cutter. I suggested a hammer and a screwdriver. So hammer and screwdriver it is. Look at that. Didn't need no stinking grinder. Perfect.
She's brand new.
Look at that. What do we got?
A lot of 5200.
It's like a whole tube of 5200. Oh yeah, baby.
Just a couple.
Look at that. So we're gonna do some real sophisticated measuring here. I'm thinking about like that much. That'll work. I'm gonna label this one port. And then flip this around. Stick it in here. Let's say about, this one can be a little taller. Doesn't really matter. Make this one about that big. Starboard. Whoa. I think she's good.
She's bad.
All right, now we got to hook up the hydraulics to run the orbit motor here. We got all our hydraulic hammer tools here to make this work. We got some miscellaneous steel gas pipe plumbing parts. Yeah, let's see if this works. I'm not sure. These lines are pretty old and they look a little sketchy, but I think they'll be all right. I'm gonna try to hook it to these ones. These come down. They're just in a loop right now. So if you were to turn it on, it would blow the hose apart. We got to undo those, connect it to these extension hoses, and then connect it to this winder here. And this Morse control is what runs the hydraulics right there. I don't know if this is open or closed, but I think that we're going to find out pretty quickly when we start it up. Here we have hydraulic fittings that are not for the same kind of hydraulic hose. We also have some Teflon tape that's not rated for hydraulic fluid. All right, so in theory, we have our hydraulic lines hooked up. Jumper hose, all the way down here to this. What do you guys think the chances are of this thing actually not leaking when I start it up? When I bought the boat, they gave me this as the official hydraulic fluid measuring stick. Oh, she's good. You see this switch, Matt? Yeah. When I tell you to flick that switch, that's gonna turn the hydraulics on. All right, we're about to find out if this valve is open or closed right now. All right, Matt, flip it. Nice. We're gonna test this for scientific purposes only. We're all trained professionals and it's a paid actor. To be honest with you, I don't remember which way is up or which way is down. Back. Whoa, it kind of works, I guess. You're like Buster from Mythbusters, dude. Look at this, it actually works. Move the handle, and it spins. That's crazy. You can even move it the other way, and it spins the correct way. I can't believe it works. And there's not hydraulic fluid spraying all over the deck and ourselves. I'm baffled.